listening. Wake up in the morning with Shelly on WAPN. On WAPN.
Good Thursday morning. How in the heck is it Thursday morning? Thankful Thursday. I mean, it has just flown by this week, and I got a lot of stuff to do today also, but I love being busy, and I love taking care of stuff. So this morning I came in, and Johnny, the voice of WAPN, had sent me all these liners, and I said, oh, I'll get to them later. I have a lot going on this morning, and I just giggled at myself. I was like, yeah, really, Shelly, you're going to be able to wait? And I thought, well, no, but it sounded like adulting. So I did all that this morning, and I was doing other stuff around here and just getting ready for today and being excited of the goodness of the Lord and the things that he's doing. You know, I love radio. I love being in the community. I love people. And I have just been really thoroughly enjoying doing the different things. I know this weekend I've got lots of stuff going on. Tomorrow I've got 2 events, and then I wish I could go on Saturday, but I did purchase my ticket anyways. And that's something you need to know. Say you can't go to something because you're scheduling or whatever. We're having like everybody over to my house for dinner, all the kids. For brisket we're smoking, so I couldn't go to the event, but that is fine. I still purchased a ticket, let them know I could not go so they could sell my ticket again, but it's a winner for the nonprofit. So if you can't attend something, or if you can't whatever, go ahead and bless the nonprofit anyways. That's what I'm just telling you. Go ahead and say, you know, here's the money for my ticket. I cannot attend, so that they can resell it basically and get more money for the nonprofit, but that way you still participated. So I did that on one of the things I'm going to, but very excited. Tomorrow is Women to Women at Oceanside. It's one of my favorite things to go to, is the Women to Women events. They always have a great speaker. I love a good speaker. And I'm usually good lunch. I've never been to Oceanside to eat. I've been there several times for other things, but have never been there for lunch. So very excited about that. And then tomorrow night is Together at Relevant, the Women of Relevant, kicking off the new year with their women's event. And Liz always does something fun. She always does something great. They always have a good theme. And I did see something to do with like strawberry banana smoothies or something, or maybe I was dreaming it. I don't know, but I was getting excited because I love a strawberry banana smoothie. So I hope that was reality and it wasn't a dream, because I do not do coffee. Could you see this on coffee? I know that would be way too scary. But I don't do coffee. And when I saw smoothie, I hope that that's what I saw, because I got excited. Either way, it's going to be a great night. So that is tomorrow night at Relevant. And it's great if you pre-register, just so they know how many people it's coming. That's 7 p.m. at Relevant tomorrow night. So that's just some stuff that's going on like in the next 36 hours. It is Thankful Thursday. I know, being a bold lady, that is when we can put stuff up, what's going on in the neighborhood. So I need to do that. That is a great thing. Bold Ladies of Volusia County. I've been since the beginning. And I was actually in leadership in the beginning, and I stepped away. Now I just go when I can go, and took that pressure off me. And so I really just had a great time the other night. Great ladies. And I loved getting to go to a business I had never been to, the Murphy Bed Place right up here. I'd never been there. And then you know what happens? It's so busy in there, you don't get to look around. But it was just the opportunity to go and see it. And then I'll go back again and visit when I have some time. But, you know, joining networking and joining different things in the community, I think is very important. I think it's important to have a group of people around you of like minds, of businesses, and get out and do the different things. So I've been critiquing over the last few years of what works and what doesn't work for me. Michelle stopped by the other day to pick up diapers and wet ones. I just love Michelle. I love seeing her from Junior League. I did step away from actually Junior League, but that doesn't mean that I'm still not doing stuff. And that's what you really need to learn, is that you don't have to completely stay in the organization or go to every single thing out there. Do what you can do. And then also, if you can be a blessing, do that. And, you know, don't burn yourself out running like a chicken with a head cut off just to go to that one more thing. I choose the things that I thoroughly enjoy and go to those. And of course, I throw in some other things, but I've just learned that finding things that bring you joy. And I love business. I love being in this community. I'm so excited about the things that Becky is doing with the monthly luncheon for the businesses of Holly Hill, and that's men and women. So, everybody gets to go to that, and that's always fun. And she always has a good speaker, and we do for a nonprofit for that also. I'm really, like I said, I am into nonprofits. So I am a nonprofit. What does a nonprofit mean? Well, it's where we're positioned on the radio dial. First of all, it means that we can't do advertisement as far as pricing and enticing, but we can talk about your business. We can say your address, your phone number, where you're at, your products, and different things like that. And so we are a nonprofit Christian radio station on the radio dial, educational. We do have plenty of new shows lately. Adele's getting ready to come and starting next Thursday. So we have been, putting on all kinds of different new shows, loving it. We just had an exciting thing happen. I know that everybody's been talking about the rock show here on WAPN. It is now 4 nights a week. Yes, 4 nights a week, 6 to 7 is the rock show now. That's pretty exciting. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We would like to extend it to 7 days a week. We would like to extend it to 2 hours. So that is something that we're working on, and we're looking for sponsorship for that. But one of the things is prayer. Pray for them. Sponsorship is, of course, is important, and sharing, and following is really important. So I've really been pushing the sharing, and following. Because social media is such a big thing, and we want to reach people all the different platforms, all the different ways we can. Now, I am not going to be a TikToker. I don't think I could be a TikToker. I don't know if I could even get it. But I do know that it's important to be on Twitter. I do know it's important, or X now. I do think it's important to be on Instagram and Facebook. And now we're on YouTube. You could go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, WAPN 91.5 FM. So there's different things out there. And of course, we're Normal Radio, 91.5 FM. And our other sister station is in Madison, WAPB 91.7 FM. But I just think it's important to do the different platforms. I think it's important to share, and follow. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. Like I said, we've got several new programs that have started. And then we've got the Hope Fest coming up in August. Now, you think August? We haven't even started summer yet. It's going to be here before you know it. So we are looking for sponsorships. Of course, we're looking for prayer to pray over it, but we're looking for sponsorships. We're looking for prayer partners. We're looking for food trucks. We're looking for cleanup crew. So that's a big thing we're looking for. You can get a hold of Crystal about all that, but that's in August, kicking back to school. That's something fun that we're involved with. Of course, we're involved with the rock show, which just really brings me full circle. It's 40 years here on WAPN. And when I was young, my dad was a manager of rock and roll radio stations. And so I always say we partied really good when I was young. And then my dad got radically saved, and we started doing the church thing. And now here it is, back to Christian rock. It just makes me giggle how God does that. God is an awesome God. He is constantly going before you, setting up and taking care of things. And it's on his timing and not our timing. And as I go through this week, I had a lot of different things going on this week, and I was praying about some different things, and God just multiplied my time and allowed me to be places that maybe I didn't know if I'd have time to, or maybe I didn't know, but God did it. He knows the desires of my heart. I am a person, this is a fun fact about me, a silly fun fact about me, but I have no problem waiting. I know that seems weird. You would think I'd be a very impatient person, and I am really into timing, but I have no problem waiting. When my mom was having treatments and stuff, I was always the driver, and I was always waiting since I was 17 years old, I've always been that person. When my mother-in-law was going through chemo, I waited. When I would go up and see Edith, I would wait. It's just always been my thing, and I have no problem doing it. I am the person that will not bring a drink with me. If you can't have a drink at the hospital, I'm not going to have a drink. If you can't eat, I'm not going to eat. So I am that weirdo as far as being good about waiting and having patience. And I'm thankful that God has done that for me. Of all the things he did when he made me up, I would probably say that one is probably one of my special things. I have lots of different talents. I have lots of different things I like to do, but I do love that about how God did that for me. And you would think if you knew me that I'm a person that could never do that. But see, It's God's timing. It's God's makeup of me. It's how he knows every head on my shoulder, every hair on my shoulders, on my head, and everything about me. I am uniquely designed, and so are you. So when you're feeling inadequate, or you're feeling like you don't have something special that God did for you, or you're feeling like, oh, I can't be used, because God can use everything and anything. And you just got to ask him, God, how can you use me in this ministry? How can you use me in my neighborhood? How can you use me in my house? And you go, in your house? Yeah, bring people by. Bring people by that are working on my house, or bring people by that are in the neighborhood, or when I'm out getting the mail, have me be the light and a smile or a shine or whatever. Or when I'm going to the grocery store, whatever it is, ask God to use you in those situations. And once you ask him how he can use you and to use you, you'll be amazed at what he'll do. And I think that that's what happened with me and being patient and waiting is maybe the first time I had to take my mom. It was probably, I probably can guarantee you, it was when my mom was the first time she had cancer. I would drive 45 minutes to her house to load her up. Now I had a baby in the car too, and I was young, and my dad would be off working, and my sister would be at school. So, it was my responsibility. And I would drive all that way, load my mom up in the car, drive 45 minutes back by where I lived to another 45 minutes to take her in for her treatments. Do her treatment, try to get her something to drink or eat, or get her safely in the car before she started getting sick. And then an hour and a half back to go 45 minutes back to my house. And this happened several times a week with a little baby. God. He will not give you too much. Now, I think at the time, I thought it was too much. I think at the time, I was just doing it because it was my mom and that was the right thing to do. But now I look at what God was doing. He was preparing me for things in my life. He was preparing me to be able to be a caretaker, to be a person that honors people, to be a person that doesn't mind being that person. And so I giggle now how God prepared me all those years ago for the different things in my life. So maybe he's preparing you right now about something, and you look at it like you're frustrated, or you're not being used, or whatever it is. God is using you. Allow him to use you. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting how he's using you. Maybe it's not the way you wanted to be used. How do we know what we want? How do we decide what we want, or how do we know how God's going to use us? I would just go with the flow and say, thank you, Lord, for what you're doing. I can't wait to see how he's using you, because I know he's using you, and you just don't even realize it. So let me know. How is God using you? Let's get our favor on, and let's get this day going. The favor of God can make an exception for you. The favor of God can make an exception for you. He's going to do something today that you've been dreaming about, wanting, praying about, desiring, whatever the thing. He's going to do it for you today. And you're going to know that it was God doing it. And that's what I love also. We think it's man, or we think it's just happened. No, it is God. He knows every desire of your heart. Well, you're listening to WAPN 91.5 FM. It is Thankful Thursday, March 12th, 2026. My weather, 83 with a low of 62. Madison, 72 with a low of 53. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday, Marion and Rachel and Rich and everybody else that's celebrating a birthday. Happy. Today, I love this day. Plant a flower day. I just got some beautiful hanging hot pink baskets. Yes. Tim is starting to replace all the stuff in the yard, and I'm loving it. Remember, if you've got a ticket, it is a sold-out event tomorrow, Women and Women at Oceanside. Relevant Ladies Together event, 7 p.m. tomorrow. Hope to see you there. It's always a great time. I know there's tickets still available for Saturday. It's the Empty Bowl fundraiser where you get to test all these soups and stuff, and you get to keep the cool bowl. Remember to like, share, and follow WAPN 91.5 FM, the Hope Fest, and of course Trinity Music and Media. Please like, share, follow, join in on all the different things. Pray for us as we're doing all these different events.